Hey, what's up everyone? This is Silver Slayer. Thank you for tuning into this video. They are hiding the truth about silver to the masses. Silver stackers have a glimpse into this, but I think it's much deeper and much more controversial than people even imagine. Central banks, big banks, own a large majority of gold and silver. But since gold and silver isn't used as quote unquote money anymore, why do they still own so much? One of the largest portions of silver goes to banks. But you can't spend any of these bars or gold coins or any of this silver for actual money. So it's not like they're trying to stack it up in a reserve so they're handing it out to people. It's for themselves. Now that got me questioning what the real motive is. What do they know that other people don't know, or what do they not want people to know? Because if you think about it, every time silver is skyrocketing, most people are hush hush about it. They're quiet about it. It's almost like they don't want people to invest into silver. Silver stacking communities fairly small compared to the gaming community or makeup community on YouTube. It's almost like they're trying to sweep this under the rug so they can take all the profits for themselves. I mean, look at how many fundamental uses, how many things silver's used for, and look at the price. When we talk about JP Morgan doing shady stuff behind scenes, what extent are they really going besides just spoofing? Merrill Lynch and the Dutch Bank all criminally charged for spoofing, placing false buy orders to manipulate these prices and keep them in a bubble. They are doing this on purpose. They have real motives, illegal criminal motives, to try to correct the prices to their needs or to their wants, regardless of the consequences on how it hurts the everyday investor like you and I. Now, me and you do know the extent of where silver prices can go. We stack it, but for the everyday person, they do not want them to start stacking silver. They want people to keep quiet. That's why channels like mine and so many others are so relatively small compared to other channels that make nonsense content. The real channels that are speaking the truth out there, the real value, real knowledge, that hold real, that hold real power, they are the ones that are smaller. And it's not that it's just, investing or people don't like investing, because think about it. Last year Coinbase was the #1 downloaded app on Android and iOS. That's investing. That's Bitcoin. Bitcoin blows up. Banks don't like Bitcoin, but all of a sudden Bitcoin is being traded with central banks and actually used correlating with it. That doesn't make sense. There's something going on. Banks know something that they don't want the everyday person to know. It happened with Bitcoin and it's happening with precious metals. A lot of silver gets stored into banks, but they cannot use it for anything. I mean, you could go back to, say, constitutional silver days, but the silver and gold standard are definitely way out of date. It's not like, it's not like there's that same type of mind state anymore, perspective, because our money is backed by nothing with no value. It's almost like they know this. They know their own money is worthless. They know that the dollar is deflating rapidly. I mean, the dollar's lost 98% of its purchasing power, so sooner or later, the bank's money is going to be worthless itself. I mean, look at third world countries. Third world countries store their money in trash bags because it's so worthless. The dollar has lost so much of its value due to hyperinflation that they have to weigh their money on counters and store their money in trash bags. And that's the way that we are headed in. And I think that banks know this more than most people want to admit it, because a lot of people have this out of sight, out of mind, don't want to think about it, sweep it under the rug, it will figure itself out mind state. But that's not true. That's never going to happen. It will not get figured out. We are way too deep in the hole to dig ourselves out. And the thing is, we're digging the hole deeper. We're digging the hole deeper. We're trying to get ourselves out of debt by replacing it with more debt. And banks don't want to admit it. The political side of it doesn't want to admit it. President Trump is open about it, but there's nothing he could even do. He jokingly mentioned bringing back the gold standard, but it was a joke because even nowadays, if we did bring back the gold standard, we're so far in debt, $24 trillion, that it wouldn't even touch us. It wouldn't even scratch the surface on where to start. So something new has to be in place, and I think that banks know this, and that's why they might be storing so much gold and silver. I mean, think about that. Think about silver more specifically. Silver is a gold mine, pun intended. Silver is used highly in the industrial world. Industrial demand is booming in the technological era that we're advancing in. So think about this. If silver has a lot of technological uses in technology and solar panels, dental alloys, space equipment, solar technology, silver nanoparticles, colloidal silver, so many things, mirrors, photovoltaic cells, it can purify water, it's used in medical, a lot of different things, I'm not going to go over all of them. But the way that we're headed in the world, in the new era that we're advancing in, silver is going to be needed more and more. So if something as cheap as silver is around $17 or $18 right now, and they know the industrial demand is going to be booming, but they also know the supply is diminishing, rapidly diminishing, then what is going to happen? Silver's going to be the new gold. It's going to boom. And if their dollar, the central bank's dollar, is deflating, they know that all their money that these bills are printing off are basically just pennies to the dollar right now, then what would they do? Their only alternative is to store precious metals, to preserve their own wealth, to preserve the country's wealth, to preserve our debt to some extent. And that's exactly what we're doing. We're doing what the banks are also doing. And that's how we know that we're on the right track. Ever since the dollar has lost that lawful money, though, it's basically a promise now. Ever since that happened, we have been SOL. There's no chance, there's no way that any type of fiat-based currency across the globe is ever going to work. It never has worked, and it's never going to work. That's something that you have to take in consideration when you're investing your own dollars, with your own money. Because when you're investing your money into your bank account in 20 years from now, you're only going to be able to buy with that money a small portion of what you could buy with it today. So why not invest that money today into something that holds its value, that always will hold its value, that always has held its value? Silver's been used for currency, as a tradable currency, for 6,000 years, long before the dollars came into place. And as soon as the dollars came into place, it's lost its value almost like that, snap of a finger. But silver's always held its value. There's also the saying, a pre-1965 half dollar could buy you a tank of gas back in the day, and it still can today. Back in the day, it was the face value that could buy you that tank of gas. You could take a Walking Liberty half dollar, 50 cents, buy yourself a gallon of gas for 50 cents. Today, you can still take that same Walking Liberty half dollar, take it to the coin shop, sell it for the metal content inside of it for $7 or $8. Not the face value, but for the metal content. Go take that $7 or $8 and still buy yourself a gallon of gas. See, that same Walking Liberty, one coin, over 50, 60, 70 years later, can still buy you the same thing, but it's not the face value, because our face value is diminishing, but it's the metal content inside of that. See, our money used to be backed by real value because there's silver inside of our coins, but nowadays our coins don't have silver inside of it. See, that's why that pre-1965 half dollar could buy you a gallon of gas back in the day, and it still can today. It still can today. Our normal half dollars can't, because there's no value inside of it. You can't take a half dollar and go to your coin shop. It's not made out of anything that has real value. See, that's the difference between constitutional silver and our money today. Our money today has no real value. It's a promissory note, and it's based off of a foundation that's $24 trillion in debt, and it's rapidly deflating. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys found out some vital information, some key information that you guys need to know and reflect upon when it comes to your investing strategy, because it could highly influence and affect the way that you are investing, or you're preserving your money, or transferring it, or whatever you're doing with it. Also, highly recommend checking out a video I posted earlier today talking about the best strategies to invest in right now as prices are very on the bullish side, rallying a little bit. We see $18.22 silver, so you do need to be either getting your strategies in line, reflecting upon what's the best thing for you to do, because what works for me might not work for you right now. Everyone has different buying time frames, different selling time frames, different exit strategies. So you do need to reflect upon that. So the video will be in the top left hand corner. Another video will be in the top right hand corner. I highly recommend you guys check those out. Also, make sure you smash that like button. Like these videos. Get these videos recommended to other people so they can understand the truth behind precious metals and what it can bring to your lives and for your financial freedom, financial foundation, financial stability that people need to be building, but more than likely they're not. And it's mainly because they just don't know yet. So hopefully these videos get spread across YouTube and people can find out, but you need to like these videos to do your job and help spread them. So anyways, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Make sure you subscribe because I do post daily videos. This was Silver Slayer. I will see you guys soon. Peace.